Yo, what's going on, guys? Back with another video. Today I'm gonna show you guys my first Abyss 90 clear. As you can see, the fight has already begun. I cleared the first wave already, and you can see right now my team is Lilias, Luna, Vildred, and Tamarinne. And I'll show you guys their gear after. So right now, what I'm focusing on is to clear the 2 ads right now, because I know I couldn't burst her town without, taking too much damage. And, basically, I tried this fight like at least 10-20 times with different comps, but the comp that did it was this particular setup. And I'll go over, my thinking of this particular setup and how it works. And, even though, this was a kind of a buggy run where, there are some bugs where certain mechanic didn't work, and as you can see, like Lilias will proc mostly the S1 from Tamarinne like non-stop, and it kind of worked in my favor because it kind of reduced the cooldown of her idle cheer. I think that's what called her third skills, and so I can cleanse off the buff whenever, at a more frequent rate. And I'm surprised A Vildred actually, contributed quite a bit in this fight. Like his knockback is pretty useful in some cases. Not sure how impactful it was, but I just mainly had him here to do just DPS, just plain DPS with no debuff, because the third phase of this fight, if you apply debuff on her, I think she heals herself. And if you have debuff on your characters, she'll heal herself or something like that. And so that's why I brought Lilias in, because her third skill can cleanse if I need it, if Tamarinne's S3 is on cooldown. So I have 2 characters that can do like a full cleanse, which is pretty crucial for the third phase of this fight. And right now, as you can see, I'm just like taking damage, try to truck through these 2 ads. Nothing special right now, and I have full bar. And here I just did a full heal just to keep my team up. I don't want to play healing catch up in this particular fight, because once you are behind on healing, it feels kind of hard to catch up, and then you're working on a deficit. So that's why I spent two of these soul things to just heal myself up, keeping myself topped off at all times. And what I like about this team is that Lilias S1 can proc either 3 options on this team, right? It can be Luna, which is decent DPS, or you can proc A Vildred's S1, which is a lot of damage as well, and with a potential knock them back on the combat readiness, so maybe they'll go after you. So in this case, it knocked back the bit. I'm not sure if it really does help in some way, but to me it feels like it does. And so even if Lilias S1 procs Tamarinne's S1, it does reduce her cooldown, as I mentioned before. So in that way, any 3 of those is good if for Lilias S1. And also, as this fight goes right now, I'm still trucking them down. Nothing special. Still have a lot of souls left. And Vildred's S3 here can apply like the blind debuffs on these 2 mobs, so in some way you can take less damage and feels a bit more safe. And right now, just to let you guys watch this, slowly trucking them down. And also, I ran different comp setup before, and this one is the one that worked. And yeah, here Lilia's getting a bit low. I kind of want to get her back up to full. So in this case, I could have used her Lilias S2 more to like tank a bit of soak some of the damage that that's happening in this fight right now. And yeah, if you do attack Tenebria, you can technically burst her down. I tried several comps that do that, where I just skip the ads and burst her down. But then, for a second fight it might be more iffy, because then you might go in with lower health pool which can be quite dangerous. But for this method, you can set up for your cooldowns before you get her to 50%, where she go into phase 2. She summons these 3 ads that you have to down, and that's where the bugginess came from, because I've seen like 10 YouTube videos where they just kill 1 ad and the other phantom should just disappear and just like fade away, like in Infinity Wars, like shit like that happens. And the thing is that, like, I think even though it's bugged, that second fight in this particular instance, it actually kind of worked in my favor, because I'll show you in a bit once we get up to that part. So right now, just her right now. So I'm setting up for phase 2 when she hits 50%. And here you see it knocked Tenebria back a bit after it actually went after my Tamarinne here. So I think my Tamarinne's pretty fast. No, she's still faster than Tamarinne. So in that case, like, that knockback didn't matter that much to some degree. But Tamarinne goes next. Like her S3 cleanse is very powerful here, as well as the attack buff and CR push, which is very useful in this fight. Yeah, see, that's one of the reasons why Lilias is pretty good, if you have 2 solid DPS. Yeah, in this case I want to save Luna's armor break for the second fight, so I can burst one of the ads down, at least apply armor break to them. That was my thinking on my strategy there. And even it doesn't really matter because I think it was kind of bugged. I think I should have used Lilias cleanse there, but I didn't. So there were actually a couple of misplays, but it was recoverable. So I mean, this fight you could make 1 or 2, but otherwise you'll be punished, especially during these phase transition, because she's gonna do her ultimate here. So if you're not topped off, there's a lot of cases where, like, say if I had Vivian here, she's a bit low HP and she's bad against fire, she gets burst down there and I have to restart the fight because one of my units died. So here Lilias shines because she didn't just cleanse that path, and because Tamarinne's buffs on cooldown, so I didn't really manage my cooldown there optimally. And so, A Vildred's doing his thing, cleaving the other units. And it actually kind of worked out, because at the end I still had to clear these 3 ads one by one, which is why this fight took so long. So if you want to skip ahead, you can look down below. There's timestamps to where the key parts are. So right now my strategy is to burst down Mercedes here. There you go, the armor buffs. Even though my team was relatively topped off, I want my Lilias to be at full health at all times, because she's running Urias, so she's gonna soak a lot more than the other one, and she's not even 20,000 health. So I just want to CR push, make this fight faster, heal myself, get that attack buff up, because I want to down Mercedes ASAP. So that's pretty good with the armor break. And Luna here shine because for this phase and the first phase, they're both fire attributes, so Luna's gonna help you get that DPS in and truck her down. See, supposedly like the 2, like Aether and Raz, supposed to die but didn't, so that's why it's kind of like a buggy run. But that kind of worked in my favor, I guess, because if I went in to that with like low health, I think some of my units would have died. But A Vildred has revival, so wouldn't be a big issue. And that's why this fight took a long time, because right now I have to kill both Raz and Aether. And the good thing is that they're not doing that much damage. Aether heals Raz, so right now it's just like it's a process to like grind them down, because Aether heals and then So I'm trying to get like an armor break on Raz so I can outtruck the healing Aether does. But at least, you know, Mercedes dead. So right now I'm in a pretty safe place during this point of the fight. So right there, some reason it didn't say reduce one turn. I guess her idol's up already for my Tamarinne.
I'm scared.
Yeah, the Wonders Potion is pretty good. You see there, Lilias' attack down just got removed. So right now again, speeding this run up, even though I'm not damaged or anything, no debuffs. But you know, her S1 works kind of like Lilias, where it can trigger a dual attack, which can increase your DPS output. If you're lucky with RNG, you can proc, you know, A Vildred or Luna, which is ideal. Look at A Vildred's damage. Holy cow. With that armor break, it's actually pretty damn nice. Right there, got lucky with a dual attack with A Vildred there, I think. Yeah, A Vildred, so it really speed up this process here of having to grind down these 2 ads manually. I guess in a way, you know, the good thing is that I can be topped off and my cooldowns are ready for the 3rd phase of this fight, which is the last phase of Abyss 90. So the blind buff's kind of nice here, you know, hoping that they'll miss their buffs or whatever, debuffs or whatever. Yeah, I just want to top off Lilias all the time once again. I want to play that healing catch-up game.
I'm scared.
So that was nice. Push them up, push Aether back a bit.
To my song, I will shine. Ladies and gentlemen, let's shine.
I'll be your opponent. Ridiculous.
So if you want to skip ahead, timestamps below.
I'll do my best. Together.
All right, try me. Attack. All that's left is ruin. Don't worry. Leave it to me.
Pain go away. Ta-da! Shine free.
So Raz finally died there.
I'll show you who's in charge. I'll be your opponent. Don't be scared.
Now I just have to grind down Aether. And then we'll be in phase 3.
Now,
Yeah, that was not supposed to happen. Like,
close your eyes.
how did it trigger a dual attack there and proc her out of the invulnerability? That's hilarious.
Believe in me. Burning hatred. A desire for revenge.
Ouch! Get better.
I'll start. Attack. I'm on my way.
I'm scared. Yes. Huh?
I'll be your opponent. Leave it to me.
You can't close your eyes. Listen. To my song. This is my Ladies stage. and gentlemen, let's
It takes a lot of courage to challenge me. Here I go. All that's left is ruin. Can you hear the approaching ruin? Ridiculous. Over here.
I will shine.
I'll start. Attack. Don't worry.
Listen to me sing. Shine free.
Insignificant. Come to me. I'm on my way. Do you believe in me? On my honor as a dragon, I will punish you.
Ouch!
All right, try me. This way. Don't worry.
So right now, you know, she's finally dead,
Especially for you.
and she does her ultimate again when the phase 3 starts, just like the second one. Puts a bunch of debuffs on you,
I think I'm
and again, my Tamrine's stuff on cooldown, which, you know, ideally you want it to be, you know, up so Tamarinne can cleanse all these debuffs. Good thing I think my Lilias is gonna be able to do it. I don't remember right now. Let's see.
I'll show you who's in charge.
Yeah, Lilias, I was gonna look for a cleanse there,
I'm scared.
but it didn't happen. So this is actually a pretty dangerous situation with the armor break and stuff.
Leave it to me.
And you know,
Back up.
I was just hoping for the best here.
It takes a lot of courage to challenge me.
So right now I'm just gonna clear all these buffs with Lilias. That's one of the reasons why I think she's pretty good for this particular Abyss 90. Obviously, right now I'm deciding whether I should save that cleanse, because you know you can see her ultimate's almost up on the top right. So I decided to go for just a mass heal S2.
I'm scared.
So I decided to, you know, use my S3 here. Just do CR push, get damage in, top my whole team off,
And generous.
yada yada yada.
Don't be scared. Back up.
Almost forgot that I cannot put debuffs on her.
What's left is ruin.
So right now just, you know, S1 from everyone. A lot of DPS at least. So the name of the game is to, you know, cleanse the debuffs on your team and do not apply debuff on her. Otherwise, she has this like the CR push herself up, or like she, you know, takes your debuffs and heal and all that, and it becomes a very tedious fight. So that's why I have this particular setup.
This is my stage.
Instead of having a Ken that can, you know, put burn and armor break.
Ridiculous.
So in this way you can control what you can put on her.
A lot of courage to challenge me.
I think
So right now the fight's pretty controlled. She's not doing any crazy damage. And here CR pushed her back a bit, but I didn't think that matters much. She was gonna, you know, take her turn anyway, regardless.
I'll show you who's in charge. This way.
See, one turn cooldown there for my Tamarinne, which can, you know, make it a bit safer if my, you know, S3's up more frequently to cleanse the buff off. So in this case, obviously I'm use idle form
my song.
to, you know, top off my character off. Like my A Vildred's slow here, but he still has his second ability where he revives with full health. So I wasn't too, you know, panicky there for sure. But you're gonna see a misplay I did later on, where I should have burned Archie instead of, you know, saving it, which I didn't get to use later.
Over here.
So that's one of the mistakes I made in this fight. So overall, you know, just steadily truckering down, hoping Lilias S3 as well as Tamarinne's idle form S1, sorry, Lilias S1 and Tamarinne's S1 can, you know, proc
Challenge me.
A Vildred or Luna's attack. So I guess that's consistent DPS there from you know, both of these supports and tank, which is quite nice. I like this combo a lot. Lilias and Tamarinne combo for like a good baseline for a team, and then you can swap out whichever DPS might, you know, shine that particular. So right now I'm kind of scared that Lilias would drop, and you can see that, you know, she's gonna do her ultimate. So I want her to, you know, live for sure. So that's why I did that barrier just in case. Even though I know, you know, the taunt's not gonna work on bosses. So right now, this is the part where I messed up. I could have did a burn to, you know, top off Lilias and my A Vildred. That's why I'm checking out the turn. So Ava's gonna go next, right? And I'm kind of reading the skills, making sure I'm doing the right thing. So here, what I should have done is actually just burned Arky and bring her down. And this is where I panicked and made an amateur mistake. See, my mouse is hovering over Arky right now. But at the end, I just decided to do S1.
Insignificant.
Melt away.
So there's only like 3 more bars of health. I'm pretty much in the end game right now. So stun on my Tamarinne. So I didn't realize all souls were moved. That was an amateur mistake there. And now I'm kind of panicking. I'm like, oh no, fatal mistake. But you know, RNG is pretty nice to me there. Definitely Luna, you know, got 1 bar of health down with that, you know, 4 or 5 swings. Now I was getting desperate here. I tried to like burst her down. That's why I kind of used that S3, but she heals right back up. Basically did nothing there. I think she got more health back. So right now I'm like, I'm telling myself it's okay, I got this, the fight's in the bag. Now I just gotta repeat what I've done. The steps, the same how I got to this point, that's it. So I just stuck to, I'm just gonna go back to what I did before and not deviate from the plan. You know, sometimes when you're near victory, like you think you got in bag, and then you start doing different things that messes up the magic. This is one of the lessons I've learned, that you don't change anything if it's working. So at this point, I pretty much know I've won the fight. Finally, Bis 90 is done for me. Took me quite a while, and then now I'm gonna show you guys my gear. See my mouse flying around screen. Just, you know, I'm very excited beating it, and I'm just screenshotting, you know, so I can show my guildmates. So this is the stats for my A Vildred using Moonlight Dreamblade. Maxed out all the skills here. These are the stats. Attack is 4.6k, health almost 10k. Not that fast, but high crit chance, high crit hit damage. These are mostly arena pieces. You can see if you want to pause them. These 2 are crafted, and this one you can get from adventure mode. Here's my Lilias. 2k attack, 18k HP. Not that high of offensive power, but her S1 proc are very powerful. So here are the gear real quick. Health. This piece not even maxed out. Used this artifact here, Urias. And then for Tamarinne stats, only 16k HP. Defense quite high, that's why she can tank quite a bit of hits. And these 2 skills are maxed out, S2 and S3. Using obviously Wondrous Potion. It's gonna help with the D-spell. And here are the gear real quick. That's arena pieces, the season 3. And these are from the Automata Tower. And this is crafted, obviously. And lastly, we have Luna here, running her on Daydream Joker. And Leech said everything's maxed out except for skill 3. And 1 imprint here. Attack is not 4k yet. Health is decent, quite tanky. And her crit is, you know, pretty much capped with this skill. Increase attack and crit hit chance by 30% when her health is over 50%. And I wish I can get more crit damage, but it got the job done for sure. Nothing to complain about. This one's from the adventure mode. Crafted. This is basically the best set. Interestingly to use to clear the whole thing. So that's it for today, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Remember to like, comment, subscribe. I'll catch y'all later. Take care.